You are Locked On 76ers Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Philadelphia, on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Happy holidays, everybody. My name is Mark Farzetta. This is the 76ers Postcast on the Locked On 76ers, Locked On Philadelphia Sports YouTube channel. That sucked. I know there's no sugarcoating it. Good Lord. That was awful. I mean, the first quarter was fun when the Sixers looked like they knew there was a basketball game going on. That was great. That was a good time. They were tied at 30 after that. And then, then the Cavaliers were totally the Cavaliers, and the Sixers were totally the Sixers without Joel Embiid, and they were the Sixers without playing against the Hornets. Like, you got any more of them Hornets games on the schedule? No? Oh, all right. That stinks. Well, yeah, you know what? Maybe the Sixers would catch the Cavs off guard because the Cavs, too, were playing a back-to-back. So maybe the Cavs would be tired. Nope, they weren't tired. The thing that really, I'll tell you the thing in a second that really jumps out to me about this loss to the Cleveland Cavaliers. I didn't expect them to win. By no means did I expect the Sixers to win this game. Didn't expect them to win, but I expected a little bit of a fight. I didn't expect a darn near 30-point loss to the Cleveland Cavaliers. So we'll get into that. I'll try to come up with three things for you that really jumped out at me at this game. Can one of them be that the Sixers just didn't quit in the third quarter when Evan Mobley was just like, I think I'll dominate. And Garland was just like, I think I'll dominate too. Let's all dominate. Yeah. So they didn't quit. That's the biggest thing. But welcome into Locked On 76ers Postcast on the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. My name is Mark Farzetta. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. Don't forget that your favorite podcast now has a newsletter. That's right, the Locked On 76ers Daily Newsletter. One stop for the ultimate team and league coverage delivered right to your inbox. Sign up for free at LockedOnDaily.com. That's LockedOnDaily.com. And start your day with the all-new free Locked On 76ers newsletter. And this particular episode is brought to you by the wonderful people at FanDuel. You can start the season with a big return on FanDuel. New customers can bet just $5, win that $5 bet, and you'll get $150 in bonus bets if you win your first $5 bet. Visit FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com to get started. Let's start it off with three big things. Number one, Sixers didn't quit, even though they were terrible. Number two, Tyrese Maxey had a game high, believe it or not, 27 points. There's that. Number three, is anyone going to defend the three? Is anyone going to defend the three at any point in this game? I found myself in the third quarter going back. I'm like, I wonder what the Cavs have done this year for three. I know they hit 20 last night against the Milwaukee Bucks. And I know they referenced it a couple of times during the broadcast tonight that they had hit 23s the previous night. Well, make it 42 three-pointers hit in the last two nights for the Cleveland Cavaliers because they hit 22 tonight. They shot 22 of 43 from beyond the arc. They hit 51.2%. And with about 2 minutes and 10 seconds left in the third quarter, they were actually shooting 58% from three. And at that point, they had only made 17 threes in the game. So at some point, was the Sixers going to step up and defend a three? Nope. Okay, cool. Thanks for coming out to Cleveland. The Sixers, believe it or not, are actually a top 10 team. They defend the three, 10th best in the NBA in the association. They allow 35% an opponent shooting percentage from beyond the arc. 35%. It's actually top 10. 10th in the NBA. So I looked at it tonight. The Cleveland Cavaliers, I knew they were the top shooting team percentage-wise in the NBA. But the team that actually makes about 21 a night are the Boston Celtics. However, the number one three-point shooting team in the NBA in terms of percentage is a 40% clip from the Cleveland Cavaliers. They are the only 40% three-point shooting team in the NBA. And tonight, they matched their season high, which they set originally earlier this month, back on the 5th against Denver when they hit 22. So they are on an absolute rip right now when it comes to shooting threes this holiday season. And the Sixers really had no answers for it tonight. Overall, when you look at their leaders tonight, look at Darius Garland, 6 of 7 from beyond the arc. He had a team-high 26 for the Cavs. Then you look at guys coming off the bench. You got George Niang, the minivan himself, knocking down 3 of 5. Ty Jerome was 3 of 7. He had one in the ball game tonight that was from about 28 feet out. 38 feet out. That was absolutely bananas. There was a deep one, I think, in the third quarter from, closed out the third quarter from Ricky Council, the fourth. That one was the 38-footer, and that was an absolute prayer. I think that cut the lead to 11 going into the fourth quarter before the wheels just came off the wagon for the Philadelphia 76ers. But all in all, that's what I'm looking at tonight, and it's the number one thing. No ability to defend against the three. The Cleveland Cavaliers, for the most part, especially through the first 3 quarters of the game tonight, could not miss from 3. And the Sixers had no response. There was one point in the game where I thought the Sixers had a chance. They had a chance to really make a run at it. And that point in the game came in the third quarter when they started cutting into the Cavaliers lead. And the interesting point came at 81. It was 81-73. 6:02 remaining in the third quarter. And the Sixers had actually mounted a 15-6 run in the third. Then the Sixers got a possession where they had an opportunity to either just get 2 points and cut the lead to 7, I think it was, or get the 3, cut the lead to 6, and all of a sudden you're talking about really being in the game. For whatever reason, so Maxey came down, hit a 3, George hit a 3, Maxey got an N1, Maxey had like a 6-point run on his own, then George helped out with a 3, I think there was a dunk in there by Gershon Yabusele, that made it 81-73. So this was part of the 15-6 run the Sixers were on. Sixers then get a possession where they miss 2 threes. Tyrese Maxey, open in the corner, has an opportunity to make it 81-76. He clanks the 3. Sixers get the offensive board. They bounce it around, swing it around the wing. It ends up in Caleb Martin's hands. He's back in action tonight. He ends up getting a 3 from the perimeter, foul line extended. He clanks it off. Sixers have an opportunity to go down only 5 points at this point in the game. They brick 2 threes. It goes the other way. George Niang hits a 3 to make it 84-73. And then Darius Garland comes down, hits one of his 3s in the game, makes it 92-75 a little bit later in the ball game, in that point in the third quarter. And that's when the Cavaliers just completely put the Sixers in the dust. And then there was one point in the game tonight that I thought Nick Nurse was absolutely waving the white flag. And that was when I saw the starting lineup in the fourth quarter. The Sixers were down 99-76 in the start of that fourth quarter. They bring out Eric Gordon, Kelly Oubre. They bring out Doughton Jr. They bring out KJ Martin and Adem Bona to start out the fourth quarter. That was the white flag being waved by Nick Nurse. And that was the end of it. That was the end of it. If I had to really go for one positive thing, and it has nothing to do with anybody of note, we'll get to that when we come back. It's not a silver lining. It's not a moral victory by any means. But when I'm watching these games, I'm always looking for something. And sometimes that thing is, oh, look, they didn't quit, which is why that was my number one thing. Not that I expected them to by any means. But, okay, they're still playing. But there was one player in particular that I was watching in tonight's game that I went, all right, it's not a lot of minutes for you, but if you're going to get out there, make the most of your opportunity, and you saw it. And it was one of the more fascinating things compared to some other guys you saw out there on the court tonight. This, you can call it garbage time. It's not garbage time to this guy. We'll talk about that when we return. This is Locked On 76ers postcast on the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. Also, feel free to comment, by the way. Drop a comment and your feeling about this loss for the Sixers tonight. That's when we return. Locked On 76ers postcast. My name is Mark Farzetta. Yeah, make sure you hit like and subscribe. When we come back, I'll tell you the one player that actually jumped out to me and showed me a little bit something late in this ball game. That's when we return. You guys have heard me talking about Prize Picks quite a bit lately. Prize Picks It's the best place to get real money sports action with over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings. Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on player stats. Just at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks, and they're America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. Prize Picks is the best. It's the best place to get real money sports action. Join over 10 million members and sign up today. Prize Picks invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out even if your lineup isn't perfect. You can also double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. Join now because the holiday season, Prize Picks is giving away 2 free picks in December. They're giving away $30+ million in rewards during Picksmas. Get it? Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive $50 bonus dollars. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks is the best way to win real money this basketball season. Which players are going off? You can follow them on Prize Picks. Which ones are not? Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real money, cold, hard cash all season long on Prize Picks. Download the app today and use promo code LOCKEDONNBA. That's LOCKEDONNBA on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Download the app, create an account, use promo code LOCKEDONNBA to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game. 'Tis the holiday season, friends. This particular episode of Locked On 76ers Postcast is brought to you by Rockets RX. That's right. If you're ready to boost your confidence and take control in the bedroom, Rocket RX has the solution. Imagine feeling more prepared and performing at your best. Rocket RX makes it simple and stress-free. Rocket RX offers FDA-approved treatments for erectile dysfunction at a lower cost than branded alternatives. No more uncomfortable doctor visits and pharmacy trips. Everything is delivered straight to your door in a discreet, plain package. With Rocket RX, you'll get trusted care from a real U.S. clinical team. Complete a quick 100% online consultation, and you get your free prescription today. Visit rocketrx.com to get started now. It only takes 2 minutes. Right now, our listeners get 40% off your first order when you use Locked On NBA as your promo code. Locked On NBA at rocketrx.com. Promo code Locked On NBA for 40% off your first order. Terms apply and conditions. Rocket RX, better sex made simple. So I'm not really a big Jeff Doughton guy, right? I can't say I'm a really big fan of that guy, but he's an end-of-the-bench guy. If there's a take on him at all right, whatever. But you know what? Tonight, 12 minutes, 9 points, 4 of 5 from the floor, actually got to the free throw line. And you know what? And the Sixers are down 20 in the fourth quarter. He's still putting his arms up like, hey, where's my call? He's still trying to get calls late in the fourth quarter in a game where the Sixers are absolutely getting their barn doors blown off. But I'll say this much. Caleb Martin is no slouch. He's been a starter for this team whenever he's been healthy. Did not start today, but he has started most of the games that he's played in this season. He got you 29 minutes tonight and got you 8 points. Jeff Doughton played 12 minutes, got you 9 points, and he even made one more field goal than Caleb Martin did throughout the entire game. Interesting. Something else that really jumped out to me tonight was that Jeff Doughton got the ball at the top of the key, and it looked like Caleb Martin was trying to go and help him out there on the perimeter, and Jeff Doughton was like waving at him to get down on the baseline. And you could look, I'm not a body language expert by any means, but all of a sudden you see Caleb Martin just kind of look in the air like, what the hell is this guy doing? Like, he's going to tell me where to go? Now, I'm not suggesting any drama in the locker room or anything like that. I just thought it was an interesting thing to see from Jeff Doughton Jr. I was like, what is Jeff Doughton do? What is he doing? And then he actually on that play, he converted. He made the basket. Came down the other end on the other possession. It came down the next possession, I should say. Made another basket for the Sixers. Look, I'm not saying that this guy deserves starter minutes or whatever, but if you're looking for a guy to show you a little bit of something in the limited time they're going to get out there, the limited opportunity, good for Jeff Doughton to go out there and do that tonight. Does it offset the fact that the Sixers allowed the, again, season high matching of their season high 22 threes in one game for the Cleveland Cavaliers? Does it offset that? Not at all. But while you're watching games like this and you know they're out of hand, you know Maxey's not going to be given, or Maxey's really not going to be out there for the vast majority of the fourth quarter, which he wasn't tonight because the game was out of hand. Give him a break, and I'm fine with that. But in a game where you know there's not going to be a lot to look for, you got to look for the little things. And one of the little things I found was Jeff Doughton Jr. playing well in the fourth quarter. Everything else was just pretty much what you would expect from a 126-99 loss. That's what it was. I still I have a hard time trying to understand what Kyle Lowry's job is on this team. Just a guy that has, in very limited minutes, he only played 5 tonight. Very limited minutes. Not finding a lot of ways to help this team win. I was not in favor of the Sixers bringing him back when Eric Gordon came in here. I thought that was interesting that you were going to have Eric Gordon and Kyle Lowry on the squad. Eric Gordon, since he's come back over the last, 3 games in December, has shown you a little bit of life. Not a lot, but a little bit, which is a lot more than what you were seeing earlier in the season. I'm looking at guys on this roster, and I'm just questioning what their long-term role is for the rest of this year. And there's one guy that I am not concerned about, but this has certainly been a rough 2 games for him. Paul George tonight. Paul George, 4 for 12 from the floor, 1 for 4 from beyond the arc, 2 for 2 from the free throw line. 11 points, was a -7 overall. Last night, points weren't there for Paul George, but the rebounds were there. The assists were there. They weren't really there as much tonight in 27 minutes played. Granted, this is a guy over the last 2 games that has struggled mightily from the floor. We have seen him struggle from the floor throughout the season, but I was really hoping in that Monday game against the Charlotte Hornets where he looked healthy. Look, I know it's the Hornets, so I'm not saying that, oh, look, Paul George is going to win an MVP because of how he played against the Hornets. Nothing like that. But the fact that he looked healthy, he looked quick, he forced some turnovers, he made his shots. That was, for me, the best game he has played as a Sixer. And since then, he has started to go a little bit more in the wrong direction. Now, it's 2 games since his best game where he has left a lot to be desired. And the perfect example of this, you look at his last 2 games, he's made 6 shots on 24. He's made 6 of his 24 shots. That's not great. He's made 2 of 11 threes. That's not great. You're talking about a guy averaging single digits here over the last 2 games. Not ideal. But when he gets involved in the assist game, the rebound game, that's where you start to see the best foot forward for Paul George. If you're not going to have Joel Embiid, it's got to be the Maxey and PG show. And if you're not going to have Jared McCain, and we know we're not going to see him for a while, then you need to see the PG and Maxey show. And you did not get that tonight. Maxey started out great, 4 of 5 in the first quarter, knocking down threes. Like I said already, game high 27 points for Tyrese Maxey. But he's got to have somebody to be his wingman. You can't have Paul George and Ricky Council IV scoring the same amount of points in a basketball game. That can't happen. And that's exactly what happened tonight. Let's put it on a list of things you can't have happen. Here you go. Something you can't have happen, all right? You can't allow a team to make 22 3-pointers. You can't lose by 27 points. You definitely don't want to lose by 27 points. Don't do that. That's a bad idea. And what else is there? Yeah. Ricky Council IV can't have as many points as Paul George. It's a rough one. George last night, by the way, 39 minutes, 5 points. Tonight, 27 minutes, 11 points. So it was more efficient. He was more efficient. You can put it like that. Good Lord. All right, when we come back, there's one more thing I want to look at from this basketball game that we'll break down. It really has to do with the Sixers trying to protect the basketball at all costs. We'll get to that. We'll get to some of your comments as well. That's when we return on Locked On Sports Philadelphia on the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, Locked On 76ers Postcast. FanDuel. Hopefully you guys are having a good time on FanDuel. Win yourself some money on FanDuel. Get ready to tackle the NFL action. Playoffs right around the corner. FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win. The FanDuel Sportsbook app gives you everything you need to place live bets on the NFL all in one place. So when you get a hunch in the middle of a game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the very same page where you place your bets. Just visit FanDuel.com to join today. That's FanDuel.com. You could get in on the action like this. Buffalo Bills going off right now at plus 450 to win the Super Bowl. Eagles right behind them at plus 480. Kansas City Chiefs at plus 500. Detroit Lions also at plus 500. As far as Defensive Rookie of the Year, somehow, Jared Verse is back atop the leaderboard right now as the favorite at minus 210. Quenyon Mitchell at plus 210. What is going on? Can't catch a break. By the way, Saquon Barkley is still the odds-on favorite to be Offensive Player of the Year, so that's cool. Hey, you'll get started with $150 in bonus bets if you win your first $5 bet with FanDuel. Visit FanDuel.com. That's FanDuel.com. Never waste a hunch. Every moment, make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NFL. One thing I want to look at with this Sixers game, one more thing I should say that I want to look at with this 76ers game is turnovers. Turnovers in this game. You might look at the box score and go, oh, 13-13, it wasn't a big deal. But you have to play a darn near perfect game against the Cleveland Cavaliers. You can't match their turnovers. You have to have significantly fewer turnovers. And unfortunately, tonight, the Sixers matching does not help their cause, and that goes even more so in the favor of the Cavs than it does the Sixers. Because the Sixers having 13 turnovers in this game where they got to be near perfect is going to amount to a loss. Now, is it why they lost? No. Is it a reason that helped them lose? Certainly. Still, the number one reason is 22 made threes by the Cavs. Oh, yeah, and the Cavs are just across the board better than the Sixers, especially the Sixers don't have Joel Embiid. It goes without saying. So, as I watch this game play out tonight, every little mistake, every misstep, every forced pass, that's something that just can't happen with regularity. And when you look at the turnovers overall for the team, Gershon Yabusele got charged with 2 of them. Paul George got charged, with 3 of them. Paul George got charged with 3 of them. Only 1 was charged to Tyrese Maxey. But these are all games where you just have to play as close to perfect as possible if you expect to stay in them at all. So what happened? They did not play anywhere near perfect, most notably when it came to defending the 3, which is out of character, again, for a team that's 10th best in the NBA, allowing the 35% from beyond the arc, 10th best defending against the 3 in the NBA. Did not show it tonight against a red-hot shooting Cleveland Cavaliers team. But again, you got to play as close to perfect as possible, and the Sixers were unable to do that. Before I get into the chat, I just want to look through my game log. Oh, that was nasty. Oh, I mentioned the Ty Jerome shot. That was long. That was 36 feet that he knocked that down. It gave the Cavaliers a 1-point lead. Mitchell crossing over Andre Drummond at the top of the key. Andre Drummond falls, and that was all she wrote. But did you see Donovan Mitchell go up to him and pat him on the shoulder and be like, sorry about that, big fella. Well, I didn't mean to make it look that bad. And the crowd went absolutely crazy. Mobley went off in that second quarter, if I remember correctly. What is that? Did he have 12 points? What did he have? He had 12 points. That's a pretty good quarter. That's a real good quarter, as a matter of fact. Garland went off in the third quarter. He ended up with 13 points in the third quarter alone on his way to 26 points overall. Cleveland, I did mention this, at the 2:30 mark of the third quarter, was shooting 58% from 3. Sixers, by the way, 2 of 25 from the floor. That is terrible. Absolutely terrible. Maxey had 13 of their 21 points. 13 of their 21 points in the third quarter. Gross. Absolutely gross. All right, let's get into the chat check and see what you guys are doing here. Babs! What's up, Babs? Farzy, happy Christmas. Happy Christmas to you and your family. Happy Christmas to you and your family, Babs. I appreciate that. Making the 7 fish Christmas Eve. Making the 7 fish. Thinking about I did a test run today of a scallop arancini. Not bad. Elliot, hello. Looking for the bright side here. Let's see. We went to the line more than they did and shot better from the free throw line. Plus, we had 3 blocks to their 1. There we go, Elliot. That's how we do it. Elliot, maybe that Rocket RX, our guys can get maybe the guys there can get up more to grab more rebounds. There you go. Yeah, it might be a performance enhancing drug. It actually, that's exactly what it is, but just not NBA, not basketball performance enhancing. But I get what you're saying. Then you use the promo code to save 40%. Thank you. JB Slack, what's going on? This organization is embarrassing. Yeah. In all honesty, what did you expect tonight? Like, in all honesty, when you saw this game was going to be on the back-to-back, you knew Joel Embiid wasn't going to be playing in this game. It's the first time in about 5 weeks that they've played the Cavaliers. Their first game against the Cavaliers, they only lost by 8 points. That game was in South Philly. They did not have Joel Embiid in that game. They did not have Tyrese Maxey in that game. Maxey was still hurt. I believe he was still dealing with his hamstring injury. Joel Embiid was still Embiiding. Okay. Jared McCain scored 34 points in that game. And the Sixers held him to only 40% from beyond the arc. So, that's that. Evan Mobley played in that game. Jared Allen played in that game. Darius Garland played in that game. Donovan Mitchell played in that game. Yeah. So, that was a better game. Tonight, Maxey plays. Paul George plays. Oh, yeah, Paul George didn't play in that game either. Back on the 13th. And this was a much worse performance. Not ideal. 5 weeks ago, 114-106 in favor of the Cavaliers. They were 13-0 at that point. And then tonight, the Sixers lose 126-99. Not a good look. Not a good look. I have people, I have crazy hitting me up on Twitter saying, sorry, Mark, I can't do it tonight. Kevin saying, the real question is, does anyone still care? Yeah, people still care about the Sixers. They won't tomorrow when the Eagles are playing and hopefully beating the brakes off the Commanders. But yeah, this is just, what am I going to go do? Call Jamie Slack. Did Paul George play tonight? Well, he was on the court. He was underwhelming, to say the least. But yeah, not a good look, folks. Not a good look when the first time you play a team, one of the best teams, if not the best team in the NBA, you lose by 8, and you don't have any of your stars except a rookie who was balling out. Tonight, rookie, not playing, wasn't there to drop 34. Maxey, Paul George, and you lose by 27 points. Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy Hanukkah. Happy holidays to everybody. All right, Sixers. After tonight's loss, 76ers are going to be back at it in San Antonio on Monday night, 7 o'clock tip-off. Or excuse me, that game is in South Philly. 7 o'clock tip-off in South Philly. We'll see if Joel Embiid will be up and running in that game. San Antonio comes in, as of right now, 15-13 on the season. Victor Wembanyama is dropping 24.5 points per game. Maxey, the leading scorer right now. For the Sixers, just a lash under 25 points per game. Maybe just 27 gets them over to 25 on the dot. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Make sure you guys hit like and subscribe on the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Hey, Harry Mays, Jason Martinez got you covered tomorrow for your Locked On Eagles postcast. So make sure you guys like and subscribe to Locked On Sports Philadelphia's YouTube channel. Make sure you guys do that. And check out Harry and Jason tomorrow following the Eagles, what I'm calling a 24-20 Eagles victory over the Washington Commanders. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Make sure you hit like and subscribe on Locked On Sports Philadelphia. I'll be back with you guys on this channel come Monday night following the Sixers hopefully win over the San Antonio Spurs. Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your night. If I don't see you, yes, indeed. Happy holidays to all. See ya.